Welcome back to our channel. Today we uncover the fascinating and tumultuous life of Merle Oberon, one of Hollywood's most glamorous stars, and the keeper of its biggest secret. Known for her striking beauty and unforgettable roles, Oberon's rise to fame was marked by resilience, ambition, and a web of carefully guarded lies. Behind the dazzling facade of this Oscar-nominated actress lies a story of heartbreak, scandal, and an extraordinary secret that followed her to the grave. From her mysterious origins in India to her meteoric rise in Hollywood, and from her controversial relationships to the shocking truths unearthed after her death, Merle Oberon's life was a drama worthy of the silver screen. Join us as we delve into her remarkable journey and unravel the secrets she fought so hard to keep hidden. For years, Merle Oberon harbored a secret so profound that its revelation could have shattered the carefully constructed life she built in the spotlight. This secret wasn't just a minor family mystery. It was a truth so intricate and scandalous that even Hollywood, a town accustomed to intrigue, would have been shaken. Born Estelle Merle O'Brien Thompson in 1911 in Bombay, British India, now known as Mumbai, Oberon's life began under a veil of deception. Her birth certificate listed Arthur Terence O'Brien Thompson, a British mechanical engineer, and Charlotte Selby, a woman from Sri Lanka, as her parents. But this seemingly straightforward narrative masked a shocking reality. When Merle was just 3 years old, the man she knew as her father, Arthur Thompson, passed away from pneumonia during World War I. His death left Charlotte, Constance, and young Merle in a dire financial situation, thrusting them into poverty. The challenges they faced as a family without a male breadwinner were compounded by societal prejudices against single mothers, mixed-race families, and their precarious standing in colonial India. Yet even amidst these hardships, Charlotte and Constance worked to provide for Oberon, ensuring she had opportunities, even if limited by their circumstances. In 1917, the family relocated to Calcutta, a city vibrant with culture but rife with social hierarchies that further complicated their lives. Merle earned a scholarship to an esteemed private school, which should have been a stepping stone to a brighter future. Instead, it became the site of relentless torment. Her classmates targeted her for her mixed heritage, her impoverished background, and the absence of her father. The bullying was so severe that attending school became unbearable. Words, which can cut deeper than any physical wound, isolated Oberon, leaving her vulnerable and deeply aware of the societal barriers she would need to overcome. Forced to drop out of school, Oberon began homeschooling under the guidance of her mother, or, as she believed at the time, her sister Constance. This unconventional arrangement turned out to be a turning point. Away from the cruelty of her peers, Oberon discovered a love for performance that would eventually shape her destiny. Performing became her escape, her passion, and her ticket to rewriting the narrative of her life. Her challenging childhood shaped her resilience, helping her face the highs and lows of Hollywood. From the very start, Oberon's life was steeped in contradictions. Poverty juxtaposed with beauty, rejection with determination, and the shadow of scandal against the gleam of ambition. These early experiences not only hardened her resolve but also laid the foundation for the enigmatic persona she cultivated throughout her career. Merle Oberon's childhood wasn't just a chapter of her life, it was the origin of a story that would captivate and mystify generations. As we delve deeper into her journey, we see how the scars of her early years shaped the complexities of her character and her relentless drive to succeed in a world that demanded perfection, all while concealing the secret she guarded so fiercely. Merle Oberon's family was the epicenter of a complex web of secrecy, scandal, and pain, threads that shaped her life and identity. At the heart of this story is Charlotte Selby, a woman who bore her first child, Constance, at just 14 years old. By the time Merle was born, Charlotte, only 26 herself, had already endured more than a lifetime of struggles. Yet, rather than crumble under the weight of societal judgment, she became the architect of a deception designed to protect her family from public disgrace. Charlotte's decision to claim her granddaughter, Merle, as her own child was not a simple act of altruism. It was an act of survival in a world that would have ostracized a 12-year-old unwed mother. The mysterious identity of Oberon's father added another layer to the shadowy narrative. Was he a figure of power, a man who disappeared, or someone whose name could never be spoken? The answer remains unknown, further deepening the intrigue surrounding Merle's origins. This constructed family dynamic had consequences far beyond its initial intent. Merle grew up believing Constance was her older sister, unaware of the painful truth that lay buried beneath the roles they were forced to play. For Constance, the heartbreak of concealing her motherhood was compounded by the societal pressures and limitations of her time. She later married and had 4 legitimate children, creating a semblance of a normal family life. Yet, the truth of Merle's birth loomed like a ghost, one that could not stay hidden forever. The unraveling of this carefully guarded lie came years later when one of Constance's legitimate children, Har Selby, stumbled upon Merle's birth certificate. The document held a truth so shocking that it redefined their family history. Har, who had always believed Merle to be his aunt, discovered she was, in fact, his half-sister. This revelation wasn't just a family secret. It was a betrayal of trust, a rewriting of identity that would ripple through their lives. What makes this story even more poignant is Merle's reaction. Rather than embrace her sibling or confront the truth, she chose distance. Har Selby's discovery created a fissure that could not be healed. Merle, whose life had been built on reinvention and concealment, could not face this unmasking. The complexity of her emotions, shame, fear, perhaps even anger, led her to sever ties with Har, leaving him to grapple with the truth alone. Charlotte's choice to rewrite the roles of mother, daughter, and sister in her family may have been born from necessity, but its impact was profound. It created a legacy of secrets, shaping Merle's identity and relationships for the rest of her life. This tangled web of deception and survival adds a haunting depth to Merle Oberon's story, highlighting the sacrifices and scars that shaped her path to stardom. The family Merle left behind carried this story long after her death, a testament to the enduring power of secrets and the fragile foundations on which some lives are built. As we explore Merle's rise to fame, this hidden family history serves as a poignant reminder of how much she had to conceal and how much she had to overcome to become the legend she is remembered as today. Merle Oberon's journey to Hollywood stardom was neither smooth nor conventional. It was a tale of ambition, beauty, and a calculated reinvention of identity. At just 18, Oberon's life took a pivotal turn when she met Colin Ben Finney, a former actor. What seemed like a casual relationship turned into a critical stepping stone in her career. Finney introduced Oberon to director Rex Ingram, a name that would become her gateway into the film industry. This connection brought her to France, where her career began in earnest, though not without challenges. From 1928 to 1932, Oberon struggled to find her footing, taking on minor uncredited roles that gave her little opportunity to showcase her talents. These early years were marked by persistence as she worked tirelessly to make her mark in an industry that often prioritized beauty over substance. Despite the lack of recognition, Oberon's striking looks set her apart, drawing the attention of industry insiders and opening doors that her talent would eventually help her walk through. Her big break came in 1932 when director Alexander Korda cast her as Anne Boleyn in The Private Life of Henry VIII. This role was a turning point, pairing her with acclaimed actors Charles Laughton and Elsa Lanchester. Oberon's portrayal of Anne Boleyn showcased not only her beauty, but also her ability to hold her own alongside Hollywood heavyweights. The film's success catapulted her into the limelight, firmly establishing her as a rising star. Alexander, who not only cast her in major roles, but also helped her transition to Hollywood by selling shares of her contract to legendary producer Samuel Goldwyn. This move brought Oberon to the heart of the film industry, where she quickly became a rising star. While in Hollywood, her breakthrough came with The Dark Angel, 1935, earning her a nomination for Best Actress at the Academy Awards, a milestone that cemented her status as one of the era's most celebrated actresses. She later starred in These Three, 1936, and Beloved Enemy, 1936, the latter alongside David Niven, with whom she shared a romantic relationship. Despite their connection, rumors swirled that Niven's infidelity stood in the way of marriage. Oberon continued to shine in films like Wuthering Heights, 1939, where her portrayal of Kathy opposite Laurence Olivier left audiences mesmerized. However, her career wasn't without challenges. A devastating car accident during the filming of I, Claudius, 1937, led to the production's cancellation and left Oberon with facial scars that required extensive cosmetic procedures. Although the surgeries were only partially successful, innovative makeup techniques allowed her to continue appearing flawless on screen. As her career soared, Oberon faced mounting pressure to conform to Hollywood's rigid ideals, leading to a deliberate rewriting of her identity. Oberon's calculated reinvention underscores the complexity of her career. While her talent and beauty undeniably paved her way to stardom, her need to obscure her heritage reveals the harsh realities faced by women of color in early Hollywood. Her ability to navigate these challenges speaks to her resilience and determination, but it also casts a shadow over her legacy, a reminder of the systemic barriers that forced her to sacrifice authenticity for acceptance. Merle Oberon's career is a testament to her drive and adaptability. From humble beginnings in uncredited roles to becoming an Oscar-nominated actress, her journey reflects both the glamour and the grit of Hollywood's golden age. Merle Oberon's mystique wasn't just built on her talent and beauty. It was magnified by comparisons to other legendary stars of her era. Critics and fans alike often placed her in the same conversation as icons like Hedy Lamarr and Vivien Leigh. While Lamarr was praised for her exotic allure and intelligence, Oberon's charm stemmed from her ability to embody vulnerability and strength on screen. Similarly, Vivien Leigh's unforgettable performances in period dramas often drew parallels to Oberon's roles, such as Anne Boleyn in The Private Life of Henry VIII. However, Oberon's ability to seamlessly transition between historical epics and contemporary dramas set her apart, creating a space where she wasn't just compared but celebrated as one of Hollywood's most adaptable stars. These comparisons weren't merely flattering. They reinforced her position as a true icon of cinema's golden age. Merle Oberon's career was defined by more than just her iconic roles in The Private Life of Henry VIII and The Dark Angel. Her ability to transform on screen brought life to a variety of historical and fictional characters. Oberon's portrayal of George Sand, the 19th century French writer known for her defiance of societal norms, demonstrated her depth and range as an actress. In films like That Uncertain Feeling, 1941, she proved equally capable in comedic roles, showcasing her versatility in Hollywood. Despite occasional setbacks, Oberon delivered memorable performances in films like A Song to Remember, 1945, where she brought French writer George Sand to life. She also explored various genres, starring in thrillers such as The Lodger, 1944, and Dark Waters, 1944, as well as romantic dramas like Night Song, 1948. While some of her later films struggled at the box office, her versatility and determination kept her in the public eye, cementing her legacy as one of Hollywood's enduring stars. Additionally, her performance as Empress Josephine in Desiree, 1954, reflected her talent for playing strong yet vulnerable women, cementing her legacy as one of cinema's most captivating leading ladies. Each role added another layer to her already complex and multifaceted career, ensuring her name would remain etched in Hollywood history. Yet beneath the polished veneer of her success lay a complex narrative of identity, struggle, and the sacrifices required to maintain her place in an unforgiving industry. As we look back on her life, it's impossible not to admire the resolve that carried her to fame, even as we acknowledge the cost of the secrets she carried with her. Merle Oberon's life, while glamorous, was entangled with a string of scandals that added complexity to her enigmatic persona. These controversies began with the circumstances of her birth, a story steeped in secrecy and deception. Born to a teenage mother under the guise of being her grandmother's daughter, Oberon carried this carefully constructed lie throughout her life, navigating a career in an industry that demanded perfection and conformity. Yet, this hidden truth was only the beginning of the scandals that would follow her. Oberon's romantic relationships often made headlines, adding layers of intrigue to her public image. Among her many affairs was a clandestine relationship with actor Leslie Howard, known for his role in Gone with the Wind. Their affair reportedly unfolded during the filming of The Scarlet Pimpernel, a secret that added an air of forbidden passion to Oberon's life. Equally tumultuous was her engagement to actor David Niven. Their romance seemed destined for a fairy tale ending, until it unraveled due to Niven's infidelity. This betrayal left Oberon heartbroken, a personal wound that was masked by her poised public demeanor. Perhaps the most shocking and life-altering event in Oberon's life was her 1937 car accident. The crash left her with severe facial injuries, a devastating blow for a woman whose career was built on her beauty. The scars from the accident posed a significant threat to her future in Hollywood, where appearance was paramount. Determined to continue her career, Oberon underwent extensive cosmetic procedures, but the results were imperfect. To mitigate the visual impact of her scars, cinematographer Lucien Ballard, who would later become her husband, invented the Obi light. This innovative lighting technique softened her features on camera, masking imperfections, and preserving her image as a flawless screen goddess. Despite these efforts to protect her career, Oberon faced scrutiny over her carefully guarded secrets. To fit into Hollywood's rigid ideals, Oberon went to great lengths to conceal her mixed heritage. She fabricated a backstory claiming she was born in Tasmania, Australia, and distanced herself from her Indian roots. While this narrative initially worked to her advantage, cracks began to appear as journalists and family members started questioning her origins. The scrutiny culminated during her infamous 1965 visit to Tasmania, where her fabricated story unraveled under public pressure. The trip, meant to celebrate Oberon as a native daughter, quickly turned into a debacle. Her demeanor during the visit aroused suspicion. She appeared visibly nervous and evasive when questioned about her roots. In a bizarre twist, she claimed that her birth records had been destroyed and fabricated an elaborate story about spending time in Tasmania after her father fell ill. The press, sensing the inconsistencies in her tale, pressed her further. Overwhelmed, Oberon abruptly left the event, citing illness. This incident not only damaged her credibility, but also fueled speculation about her true origins. These scandals painted a picture of a woman fiercely protective of her carefully curated identity. Oberon's life was a balancing act between maintaining her place in Hollywood's glittering spotlight and shielding her personal truths from public scrutiny. The lengths she went to preserve her image, whether through innovative lighting, strategic silence, or outright denial, highlight the pressure she faced in an industry that demanded perfection at any cost. While these controversies may have cast shadows over her life, they also revealed the extraordinary resilience of Merle Oberon. She was a woman who, despite scandal and adversity, carved out a legacy in Hollywood, proving that even in a world obsessed with illusion, a flawed and complex reality could shine just as brightly. Merle Oberon's romantic life was as tumultuous as her career, filled with passion, heartbreak, and unexpected twists. Her first major relationship was with Alexander Korda, a renowned film director and producer. The couple married in 1939, a union that seemed to blend professional collaboration with personal devotion. Korda, deeply supportive, stood by Oberon during one of the darkest periods of her life, her recovery from the disfiguring car accident of 1937. While his financial and emotional support helped her rebuild her career, the relationship was far from perfect. Over time, their bond eroded under the weight of their differences and the pressures of Hollywood. By 1945, the marriage ended in divorce, marking the close of a significant chapter in Oberon's life. Not long after, Oberon found love again with Lucien Ballard, a cinematographer whose invention of the Obi light had been instrumental in helping her maintain her on-screen image. The couple married, but their union, despite its romantic beginnings, lasted only 4 years, ending in 1949. Ballard's deep understanding of Oberon's needs, both professionally and personally, was evident, yet it wasn't enough to sustain their relationship. Years later, Oberon's romantic journey took an unconventional turn when she married Robert Wolders, a Dutch actor 25 years her junior. The couple wed in 1975, and their relationship, though raising eyebrows due to the significant age difference, proved to be her most enduring. Wolders brought a sense of stability and companionship to Oberon's later years, and they remained together until her death in 1979. This relationship symbolized a softer, more settled chapter in her life, far removed from the turbulence of her earlier marriages. While Oberon's marriages were notable, her romantic entanglements outside of them were equally dramatic. Among these was her tragic affair with Richard Hillary, a young RAF pilot celebrated for his bravery during the Battle of Britain. Hillary's story was one of courage and resilience, as he survived severe burns and injuries that left his face disfigured and his hands deformed. The bond between Oberon and Hillary was poignant, likely forged through their shared experiences with physical and emotional scars. Tragically, their relationship was cut short when Hillary died in a plane crash at the age of 23, leaving Oberon to mourn the loss of a man whose life had been as extraordinary and fleeting as her own. Another of Oberon's well-known affairs was with John Wayne, the iconic Western star. Their relationship, though off and on, added to the allure of her already glamorous persona. These connections, along with whispers of other romantic entanglements, painted a picture of a woman who sought love, but often encountered heartbreak. Merle Oberon's romantic life reflected the same complexity and resilience that defined her career. Her relationships were a mix of support, loss, and longing, each leaving its mark on her journey. From her supportive yet impermanent marriage to Corda, to the enduring companionship of Wolders, and the heartbreaks of her other romances, Oberon's love life was as multifaceted as the roles she played on screen. In the end, her marriages and relationships revealed a woman of deep emotion, seeking connection while navigating the demands of a career that often prioritized image over authenticity. Oberon's love stories weren't just scandals or headlines. They were integral to understanding the intricate tapestry of a life lived under the relentless glare of Hollywood's spotlight. Merle Oberon's passing in 1979 marked the end of an extraordinary life filled with triumphs, heartbreaks, and carefully guarded secrets. She died at 68, leaving behind a dazzling career that had earned her fame and adoration from millions. But even as fans mourned the loss of a Hollywood legend, many were unaware of the complex layers of her story, truths so deeply buried that they wouldn't come to light for decades. The news of Oberon's death was met with an outpouring of grief. Fans around the world paid tribute to the actress who had brought iconic characters to life on screen. Obituaries in leading newspapers celebrated her beauty, talent, and trailblazing career, particularly her historic Oscar nomination as the first woman of Asian descent. Social media platforms of the modern age would surely have been flooded with hashtags and heartfelt messages, calling her an icon and a pioneer. At the time, however, these tributes were accompanied by curiosity. Beneath the glamour of her public persona lay an air of mystery that had always surrounded her origins and private life. This intrigue only deepened when, in 2002, more than 2 decades after her death, her half-brother Har Selby stepped forward with revelations that stunned both fans and historians. In a candid documentary, he exposed the truth about Oberon's parentage, a truth she had spent her entire life concealing. The revelation that she was the product of a traumatic assault, born to a mother who was herself just 12 years old, sent shock waves through the public. It wasn't just a personal story. It was a harsh reflection of societal taboos, shame, and survival during an era where such truths were unthinkable to share openly. Media outlets revisited her life with a fresh perspective, dissecting how these revelations recontextualized her journey. The glamorous star, who had enchanted audiences in films like The Private Life of Henry VIII and The Dark Angel, was now viewed through a more empathetic lens. People marveled at how she had managed to build a dazzling career despite the enormous burden of maintaining such a profoundly personal secret. Critics and biographers debated whether her reinvention was an act of deception or a testament to her strength and resilience in navigating a world rife with prejudice and expectation. For her fans, the revelations added a haunting poignancy to her legacy. The sacrifices she made to fit into the mold of Hollywood's ideals, the fabricated story of being born in Tasmania, the concealment of her Indian heritage, and the estrangement from her family were no longer seen as mere scandal, but as survival mechanisms. It became clear that Oberon's life was not just a story of fame, but one of incredible complexity and profound pain. Even as audiences rediscovered her work with new understanding, her story inspired discussions about identity, representation, and the hidden struggles of women in entertainment. To some, Merle Oberon became a symbol of the cost of fame and the pressures to conform in an unforgiving industry. Others admired her determination to rewrite her narrative, seeing her as a pioneer who refused to let her circumstances dictate her destiny. Merle Oberon's death did not mark the end of her story. It became the beginning of a deeper exploration into her life. The revelations that surfaced after her passing ensured that she remains one of Hollywood's most enigmatic figures. Her tale is one of resilience and reinvention, a narrative that continues to resonate with audiences, not just for her contributions to cinema, but for the human complexities behind her enduring legacy. Beyond her illustrious career and tumultuous personal life, Merle Oberon had a quieter, lesser-known side that reflected her compassion and generosity. During her later years, she supported numerous charitable causes, particularly those aimed at aiding children and individuals affected by war. While she rarely publicized her efforts, Oberon reportedly made significant donations to orphanages and programs for war veterans, a testament to her empathy for those who had endured hardship. Her ability to balance this quieter philanthropy with her public persona as a glamorous Hollywood star adds yet another dimension to her legacy, a reminder that her story was not only one of survival and reinvention, but also of giving back. As we reflect on Oberon's life, we are reminded that her greatest role was not one she played on screen, but the one she lived every day, striving to navigate a world that demanded perfection while guarding the secrets that defined her. Even in death, Merle Oberon remains a figure of fascination, her story a poignant reminder of the cost of fame and the enduring power of untold truths. Thank you for joining us as we explored the extraordinary and complex life of Merle Oberon. Her story is one of triumph, tragedy, and the lengths to which someone will go to protect their past. Despite the scandals and secrets, Oberon left an indelible mark on Hollywood, becoming a trailblazer and a symbol of enduring beauty and talent. What part of her story resonated most with you? Was it her mysterious childhood, her rise to fame, or the heartbreak she endured? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into Hollywood's most intriguing tales. Until next time.